Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's the NFL podcast Laces Out. Join myself, co-host Paul Williams, and special guest Stuart Woodmansey as we get into last week's games and preview the upcoming games for this week. So here we go. This is Cookiecast, NFL podcast Laces Out.
So just to clarify, we're obviously doing generic cast first, yeah?
Absolute generic podcast.
Absolutely nothing on the agenda.
I don't have an agenda. A political agenda, on the other hand.
That's quite topical.
Definitely have a political agenda.
There is there.
I'm going to the wrong place in the book.
Don't do that, Andrew. You will definitely be talking about the wrong sport.
The wrong sport ball.
Where's Ed when you need him? He'd love talking about sports ball.
He'll be at home. He is also committed to helping on that Friday.
What was the date again?
20th.
So a week on Friday. It's fine.
Where has the time gone? Speaking of time, whose turn is it to do the intro?
Who's indeed? Welcome along, everyone, to Yorkshire's number one NFL-based podcast, Laces Out.
I'm your host. You know me, I know you. Most because I watch you through your windows at night.
Standard response.
My glamorous and glorious co-host. Don't you just love it when you look at the second game of the week and you're already ahead? My glamorous and glorious co-host, Mr. Paul Williams.
Hello.
Our resident drives all the way from Hull.
Loves it.
Isn't it lovely?
Loves being here in person.
I do.
Isn't it lovely? Mr. Stuart Woodmansey.
Hello.
Hello to you, sir.
Stu Breeze is gone this week.
Stu Breeze is...
Drew Brees, no more.
I'd say I'm disappointed, but how could you be disappointed with that beautiful shirt?
I do like the shirt. I have a little story about when I bought the shirt as well. But I don't know if that's...
Well, I mean, if that's not an opening to a podcast, I don't know what is.
Let's do it. Go.
I figured you guys would enjoy this one. So, because I'm an idiot, went Christmas shopping on Black Friday. Happened to go to Meadow Hell, was it?
Yeah.
When I booked the time, definitely didn't realise it was Black Friday. Anyway, we had a busy time shopping, and lo and behold, like an oasis in the desert, comes the NFL stand with all the different possible shirts. I was like, oh, let's have a quick look at it. Just happened to be payday as well, didn't it? So they were offering the bargainous Black Friday discount of £5 off per jersey. So I had a little word with the guy in the store. I was like, you're doing the same discount as you're offering on your website? Because that was offering 25% off.
Nice.
To which he responds with, which jersey are you looking for? I was looking at the Phil Rivers Chargers jersey. He's like, yeah, we can definitely do this discount off that one.
So basically what he's saying is if you'd have said the phrase Saquon Barkley's New York Giants jersey, probably not getting that
Maybe
one.
not.
However...
But he thought he saw an opportunity to get rid of the old shelf warmer and thought this guy looks like he needs lighting on his shoulders.
Wow. Well, like I said before, when you told us you'd bought it, I did say, oh well, it's potentially going to be a collector's item after this year. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So this week in the NFL, eh?
Anything out there in NFL week in history?
In history?
In the week that has gone.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know if you were talking about
Not literally NFL
like
history.
This week in NFL history, which would be a great segment to have. I mean, obviously we need to start.
It would.
We start that from next season. Too late in the season to start it now.
It is, but it's not too late to have an idea.
Big shock in the Superdome. I don't think I certainly didn't see the 49ers beating the Saints. I don't think many people did, but I might be wrong.
I know one person that did.
Oh dear. She's not in the room though, is she?
No, and I think she may have been mocked for her choice.
Yeah, but I believe she probably was.
Oh, another week of double figures, kids. That was not the only upset of the week. Another team that I don't think anybody... Well, that's not true. All three people that predicted on this podcast definitely thought the Patriots were going to get beaten. But I think in general, you never think the Patriots are going to lose.
Well, I don't know. It's been clear for a couple of weeks at least. Well, more than a couple of weeks so far. But their offense is not.
They have been
not clicking.
absolutely panned for that.
Not clicking at all.
And nice to see that they're back in the news and up to their old tricks again.
Yeah, I still don't know really the full extent of this.
Honestly, don't get what it is, because I get little snippets from like the NFL pages and like things that you see and stuff. So they've been caught spying again. But then
I don't know if they have.
Somebody said something about they've been spying on the Bengals.
Well, that's who they're playing next.
It's like...
So obviously they've...
Have they not seen this season?
Have you seen the Bengals play? They were gonna go very much out.
I mean, it is very strange, but Belichick went on a radio show and said something along the lines of, as far as he's aware, they're fully compliant with all the league rules in relation to
but there's a difference.
Preparation and stuff like that.
There's a difference between sticking to the rules and gamesmanship, isn't there?
Yeah.
Sportsmanship and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's the unwritten rules of the law. Well, I'd say the laws of the game, and the etiquette of the game, if you will, I suppose. But
just general life rule, innit? Don't be a dick.
Well, yeah. But
you would think...
like, it's the same, innit? Like, it's the old adage of give your team as much of a chance as possible. And obviously, if they know they're not... I know they're only playing the Bengals, but Christ, if they can't get anything going, like...
So...
As it stands anyway...
It's the fact that they've had back-to-back losses, which is almost unheard of, and they lost at home. The first time since 2014.
I was going to say, that was the first time in, 30 games or something? 23 games? So I was trying to work out how many seasons that would have been, and that's the better part of... 20. If it's 30, that's the better part of 8, 16, 20. It's the best part of 4 seasons, yes, that would make sense.
Does it sound like it's probably come as a shock more to them than anybody else then, on that note? Because it's not like they were playing slouches in the sense they were playing the Chiefs, weren't they? So
yeah, but the Chiefs haven't exactly been great this season.
They've been quite hit and miss.
I mean, granted, Mahomes has missed games, but I mean, the Saints, like, Breeze missed games earlier in the season, didn't he? And Bridgewater still was able to get them performing.
Also, at the start of that game, the Chiefs didn't look great at all.
Well,
they had a couple of 3 and outs.
Well, didn't they? I think the Patriots scored first, and it was a case of, oh God, well, we all know how this goes. And then they had that score on their opening drive, I think, or very, 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 very early in the game, and then didn't do anything for the remainder of that first half. And then, yeah, it was a strange game from what I can remember watching it. Just the Chiefs just sort of like, yeah, they just really. Like, I'm trying to. I was going to use a phrase there, and it's completely just vanished out of my head. I was going to say negated, but I don't think that's what I want to say. Neutralised. That's what they did. The Chiefs just neutralised any sort of potential offence they had going and stuff like that. So it was a strange game, but delightful for the league as a whole, and keeps the Bills still in with a chance of
yes,
getting the top seed. Well, not the top seed, but the league leader spot. So watch this space, I suppose.
Very much so.
Other than that, I don't know if there was any other. I don't think there's been any other sackings, has there? Like, did
you see the Jerry Jones thing?
I didn't see anything about it this week.
So Jerry Jones has said... Oh, actually, I believe that's one of the stats. So,
okay.
But Jerry Jones has passed comment on the Jason Garrett thing. And obviously, if you read between the lines of what his comment is, it's like, right.
Oh dear. That's not going to end well then.
No, it isn't.
I've had a look on the NFL website. Well, I say the NFL website, the NFL app. Can't see anything that's jumping off the page. Apparently, Troy Aikman's looking at becoming a GM, but he doesn't want to become a GM of the Cowboys. So I don't know if he's seen that, John Elway's having a hell of a time, like just fucking up the Broncos or something, and he's just thinking, yeah, go on, I'll have a little slice now.
Not this week.
Yeah.
I have aforementioned
Stats.
Go
for it, man.
So I'll just do a little recce. Same. At this point in the season, I feel that the stats are very much in the same sort of area of numbers. This is the Week 14 stats, as provided to us by the Stats Mistress, still doing her job. And provided to her by Nate Davis of USA Today.
As we discussed before, her brother, nice.
Number 1. The Ravens became the first AFC team to sew up the postseason ticket for 2019 thanks to a hard-fought win at Buffalo. Currently on track to claim home field advantage, the Ravens are riding a franchise-best 9-game winning streak and have already set a team record for points, 409, in their 24-season history. Oh, and the Patriots lost, reinforcing the Ravens' perch atop the AFC standings. Speaking of, number 2, New England saw its 21-game winning streak at Gillette Stadium go by the boards in a 23-16 defeat to the Chiefs, who have won 2 of their last 3 visits to Foxborough. Despite their kit somehow beginning the day in New Jersey, the situation nearly created a potential forfeit per ESPN, but everything showed up in the locker room about 2 hours before kickoff. Obviously, there's a lot of... You're not telling me that just happened. There was a lot of, I presume Belichick's put a little call in there and all this, that and the other, but...
If those bags can just somehow go walkabout.
Yeah.
I saw there was a thing that they'd had to hire buses, hadn't they, to...
Yeah, they said that they'd driven it all across rather than risk flying it and stuff like that, so...
Number 3, New England allowed just 61 points in its first 8 games, but the Pats have been burned for 107 in their past 5. 3 of those losses. I think a few weeks back we were sort of talking about the cracks that were clearly visible in the Patriots. They've ridden that defence all the way up to this point, and the defence isn't getting the job done now. The offense hasn't been getting the job done for a long time. And literally, it is Tom Brady, Julian Edelman. There's very little other play going on in that team at the moment. Number 4, Baltimore's Lamar Jackson joined Michael Vick as the only quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. Jackson needs 23 more to break Vick's single-season record for the position. 1,039 yards in 2006.
So sorry, just say that again. So he's broken 1,000 yards. So just having a quick look at the rushing leaders. Nick Chubb is officially a running back and has 1,281 yards. So his only job is to run with the football, and he's only 200 yards ahead of a quarterback. That's insane.
I don't know if I saw it in here, if it was something that was mentioned at the end of Red Zone. talking about how this could be a time where we see the old guard start to disappear, because Brady's 41, 42 or something.
Might even be older than that.
And he was saying obviously that Brady'd lost that week, whereas like Mahomes.
Well, I think
two other people he mentioned.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Are in the 20s.
Well, basically, the point he made at the end of the show was that the Patriots have lost 3 times this season, all to the other AFC league leaders.
Yep.
They've lost to Mahomes, who's 24, Deshaun Watson, who's 24, and Lamar Jackson, who's 22 or something like that, or he might even be 24. So it's a case of like, in theory, you could be looking at 3 quarterbacks that are just going to rinse the AFC for the next 10 years. But you have to see what we suppose.
Number 5. Was Sunday's 49ers Saints throwdown the contest we want repeated in the NFC's championship round? Robbie Gould's 30-yard field goal at the gun provided the final trio of the game's 94 points, capping a 48-46 Niners win.
You raised the point about the scoregami thing, didn't you?
I did. It's the 1053 or 58th unique score from scoregami. Number 6. Saints Marcus Williams infamously gave up the Try that one again. Oh wait, I said I'll try it again. Minneapolis Miracle touchdown to end the 2017 season for New Orleans. Sunday, he latched onto 49ers tight end George Kittle's face mask, setting up Gould's game-winning shot. Maybe we need to get Williams off the field at the end of the game. Number 7, Saints quarterback Drew Brees, first 5 touchdown passing games since 2014, leaving him with 537 in his illustrious career, now just 2 shy of matching Peyton Manning's NFL record. Number 8, Tom Brady threw his 536th career touchdown Sunday. He also ripped off a 17-yard run, his longest since 2014.
Tom Brady scrambling for first downs. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Despite wins on Sunday, the Jets, Chargers and Buccaneers were eliminated from playoff contention. So were the Jaguars, Panthers and Redskins.
Great choice of
I was going to say, who were the first 3 that you said?
The Jets, Chargers and Buccaneers.
You've got a Jets jersey, haven't you?
I have.
Go stick it on.
I can't.
Do it. Do it now.
It's red as well.
Do it now!
It's red.
I also have a Jets jersey. I could have brought that as well. Never mind.
Number 10. Here's one that I certainly didn't see coming. Tough loss for Seattle, which lost the NFC West lead. The inside track for the first round bye and potentially running back Rashad Penny, who suffered a knee injury Sunday night that seemed likely to keep him out for a while. The Seahawks are a solid team with 2 superstars, Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner, and a penchant for pulling wins from the fire. Number 11, quarterback Delvin Duck Hodges continues to not kill the Steelers. Committing just 2 turnovers in his 5 appearances, 4 of the victories, Mason Rudolph was picked off 9 times in 9 games this year.
That's alright, that's not too bad. Won a game, you'd accept that. Look at Jameis Winston throwing picks like they're going out of fashion. He is the most baffling quarterback I've ever known.
He really is. He can throw 10 picks in a game, but be like 500 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Just
like,
outrageous.
What? Number 12. New Colts kicker Chase McLaughlin converted 2 field goal attempts Sunday. It was the first time in a decade that someone other than Adam Vinatieri drilled a 3-pointer for Indianapolis. Number 13, I've already mentioned this and now it's time to talk about it. Meanwhile, while Jerry Jones is confident Jason Garrett will be coaching in the NFL next year, quote unquote. We're all confident someone else will be coaching Jones's Dallas Cowboys in 2020. Dallas is now 0-6 this season against teams that currently have winning records and 0-7 when trailing at half-time in 2019.
Oh dear. Just linked with that, apparently the Cowboys have made a change, haven't they? Brett Maher's no longer the kicker. He's been cut and they've brought in Kai Forbath.
Really?
As a new kicker.
14. On Sunday, the Broncos led the Texans 38-3 in the third quarter before Houston reeled off 21 unanswered to make the result quasi-cosmetic. I don't know. In a revenge game no one talked about, Broncos DB Kareem Jackson. He spent his first 9 seasons in Houston, returned a fumble 70 yards for a touchdown against his ex-teammate, staking Denver to a 14-0 lead. It didn't come close to relinquishing. He also made 11 tackles. Freaking monster, right there.
It's pretty good.
15. The Titans the Titans might have a nice set of triplets on their hands in quarterback Ryan Tannehill. I mean, did anybody ever think that would be the start of a sentence? Running back Derrick Henry and wide receiver A.J. Brown. Only problem is that Brown, a rookie, is the only one currently under contract for 2020. Still, assuming they can crack the AFC field, the Titans now look like the team you don't want to see in the wild card round. And with 2 games left against the Texans, the Titans control their fate. They are now 6-1 and average 31.4 points since Tannehill replaced Marcus Mariota. Obviously, I saw bits of that game and it was like, what the hell's going on with Tannehill these days?
He seems to have turned over a new leaf now that he's in Tennessee. Strange. Very strange.
Right. I'm going to have a run at this one. 16. Hello. Olamide Zach House?
Zacchaeus.
Yeah. That's
Falcons running.
the Falcons
receiver
hold a 93-yard touchdown Sunday, the longest in league history on a player's first career catch. It was also the longest of Atlanta quarterback Matt Ryan's 12-year career. 17. The Dolphins were 0-6 in the red zone Sunday, and kicker Jason Sanders accounted for all 21 of their points with 7 field goals.
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't quite enough in a 22-21 loss to the slightly less lowly Jets. Number 18, Jacksonville has lost 5 in a row by a collective 117 points. Obviously, it wasn't Minshew Mania at the weekend.
No, it was. It was. He was just cheap.
Yeah, the mania bit was missing. It was just Minshew. 19 and final one. Congrats to Buccaneers quarterback Ryan Griffin. Amazingly, he is a 6-year NFL vet, but hadn't played in a regular season game until Sunday. He completed 2 of 4 passes for 18 yards. Hopefully that's enough to finally qualify for a varsity letter.
Ryan Griffin. Buccaneers quarterback. Did Jameis go off at some point?
I presume so. I mean, it said he only had 4 passes.
Jesus.
18 yards. Christ. I would have thought we'd have got the stat about how many quarterbacks have started games.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I think come the end of the season,
that number's going to be ridiculous.
That stat could be padded a little bit because you might get some teams who want to see what they've got because they're not in the playoffs and stuff like that. Yeah. But who knows? Who knows?
That concludes our
stats
for the week.
I have a couple of random out there ones. Seeing as
go,
you know how we always talk about like has to be the most randomly defined statistic.
Yeah, the NFL loves a good nonsense statistic.
So speaking of nonsense statistics, 2 of them caught my eye this week. So it said that Garoppolo and Breeze both have 349 passing yards and they were playing against each other on Sunday.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's only the third time that's happened with opposing quarterbacks since 1950.
I mean, where do they get it from?
There's one guy who knows that that's happened twice before, and he's like, "It's my time, it's my time."
It's the American Paul, isn't it?
But the award for most randomly defined statistic, I think, goes to the man of this jersey. So it was Philip Rivers recorded the highest passer rating by a quarterback on his birthday.
I mean, just go away.
I read that and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna hang on to that one."
Apparently, there's some on the field footage or audio because he was mic'd up for the game on Sunday.
I think this is the thing that Matt sent us, isn't it? Have you seen
Apparently,
it?
I can't remember who it is, but there's a guy for Yannick Ngakoue, I think it is,
for
the Jags, who tackles him as he's throwing the ball.
Did he wish him happy birthday as he took him down?
No,
He didn't.
no.
So obviously, Rivers completes the catch, and then the receiver takes it to the house. So basically, Ngakoue nails Rivers, then helps him up, and as he's helping him up, Rivers basically screams in his face, "9-yard touchdown! 9-yard touchdown!" And then Ngakoue just goes, "Don't do that. don't be screaming in my face." And it's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't even matter because neither of them were going to the playoffs. So, and he's just going absolutely wild because he's just throwing a 90-yard touchdown. And the guy's helped him up off the floor, and then he's just going, "Whoa!" right in his face. It's so bizarre.
I'd be like,
yeah, you just like
push him back.
drop kicked him back down or something, wouldn't you?
Speaking of playoffs,
Oh yeah, baby.
let's have a little bit of playoff fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
A little bit of playoff fantasy football.
Now I don't want to jinx it, but can someone smell a trophy coming?
They said it out
Not
loud
our
now.
league, no.
Said it out loud now.
Not our league. The mini league.
Yeah, I've already said that. Even if I win it this season, I can't buy the trophy because it's it's too
our
unfair.
league is in a catch-22 position because if you win and then buy a trophy, you'll never hear the end of it.
Correct.
If you lose, you don't want to buy the person that beat you a trophy, so we will never get a trophy. I might just buy a trophy.
What I might do is I might buy a trophy and have it for this season as the runners-up trophy. So there's a trophy for the league, but I don't get it.
No, because if you win, that'll be even worse. Because you're like, I won, but thanks for trying. There you go.
Participation trophy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I should buy you all medals,
All
shouldn't I?
get one.
Here's joint runners-up medals.
You should buy us
You
all
all
medals for
suck.
having to put up with your ego for the following
Oh
season.
yeah, whatever. Don't you dare. Are you comparing me to Liverpool fans?
Oh no, because yours had only been a season previous, not the season 30 years ago that happened.
Jesus
Christ. Once you drop into the playoffs, for anybody that doesn't know, you have to play the same person 2 weeks running, and then you bracket changes, and then you play the next person 2 weeks running. So for the people that go to the proper playoffs, they'll play each other for 2 weeks. The people that drop out of the first round of the playoffs, they play each other. And obviously, I mean, other stuff happens in the league. When you're up at the top, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, rub it in. Go on.
Oh, sorry, Stu. Sorry, I forgot you were there.
What a dick!
Speaking of what a dick, in my game against James, there is 4 points in it.
I did see that yours was going to be a close one.
I hate it because all the way through it was like the scores were going up and down, up and down, up and down. But at no point did it go, you're going to lose. It just kept going, you're going to win, but only by 2 points. You're going to win, but by 6 points. You're going to win by 1 point. You're going to draw. At no point did it drop below. And I'm like, okay, cool. The players I had left to play, I had like Wilson. I'm like, oh yeah, get a good few points there. Yeah. Now, as we mentioned, the Seahawks got beaten at the weekend. And the thing where I was like, what's James doing putting Tannehill in at quarterback? Obviously knowing exactly what he's doing apparently, because Tannehill's apparently good these days. I mean, what is that? So at this point in time, our first round ended with Mr. Cook posting a score of 74. Cheers, Mike Evans.
Oh, that's unfair.
So I was sat, we had Red Zone on, we had people around, and I was like, the fuck has gone on here? And I was like, what, Mike? Red Zone is about to jump to the Buccaneers game, and we're about to see Mike Evans score a 61-yard touchdown. And they were like, what? I was like, well, he's just gone from 0 points to 12. At which point they went, we're just going to take you to the Buccaneers game. And I was like, here we go. Didn't realise that at the end of his run, pulled a hamstring and went off injured, not to return, and is now out.
Yeah.
So it was one of those. I got 12 points from one play, but no more points for that position for the rest of the game.
Was that quite early doors as well?
Yeah,
I thought
I was like, man. Well, I sent a message to the group that was just, fuck Mike Evans.
Fuck!
I think it was, fuck Mike Evans. It's alright. It's not like I had him in both leagues.
Ooh.
James has posted a very respectable 78 points. So he is 4 points ahead, but as I said, we've got a week to play. At this point in time, I don't have a defence in. And I am still showing as having Mike Evans in, so no surprises that the projected score is that James will win. I do think that James is going to win this. He's got a very good team there, and I don't think I can make up the score that he's projected. So I do see me going out of the playoffs, where I will have a little cry.
Well, stranger things have happened.
You do have the added benefit of the person who designed the algorithm for the projections being absolutely full of shit, however. It's never right. It's never right.
I don't know if that's a dig at me.
No, it's not. It's a dig at the projections meaning absolutely nothing.
That's ESPN experts you're talking about there.
Jumping over to the big game, as some might say, the league leader, Mr. Paul Williams, going up against the stats mistress. There's a bit of real estate in this game, kids. The stats mistress has got 86 points at this
respectable
time.
Score.
It's a good score. It's certainly better than anything I posted. Mr. Williams has a monstrous 110 points already. I think we have to admit at this point that nobody is probably catching Paul. I think the trophy that we're never going to see is well and truly.
No, because I will get shafted by the. It's week 16.
Shut up, laptop.
It's week 16 and 17. We'll just rest all of our players.
Absolutely.
So,
You're
walking that dangerous tightrope.
You must have played more quarterbacks this season than anyone else.
Well, I've had to, because I had Ben Roethlisberger at the start of the season and he got injured.
And
so I've had to just stream my quarterback all throughout the season.
Since then, I'm like, was he playing a different quarterback this year?
Let's put it this way. If I win the league, I'll have earned it.
And if you listen really closely back to this recording, you'll hear the sound of Paul blowing his own trumpet there.
Yeah, that was it. No, it was that noise that we heard just about 30 seconds earlier.
Like me, I don't think the stats mistress can pull that one back, I'm afraid. Most dangerous man in the league is taking on Matthew Moore, currently winning. Stuart, you are taking on the Sinbin's only member, Tim Lacey. At this point in time, he is winning and is projected ever so slightly more than you.
Yeah, there's some, in hindsight, bad decisions this week. It's cost me.
It's just the way it is, isn't
it?
Yeah. Everybody's least favourite team is going up against Mr. Phil Walls. Unfortunately, at this point in time, everybody's least favourite team is winning, and again, like Mr. Williams, there's a lot of real estate there. Phil is posting 1, 2, 3, 4 empty slots at this point in time, but apparently has 1 billion players on his bench, so I presume he just hasn't moved them into his lineup.
I've just seen the last game. Have a look at the score that Rob is up by, and have a look at the projections. So if that comes in, he wins by 1 point against a team that isn't even manned.
Oh, and our lowest in the league, Mr. Rob Rafton, is going up against the unmanned team. So, as correctly pointed out, he has got 87 points, the unmanned team's got 83, but the projections are Rob to score 83 points and the unmanned team to score 86. So like Paul's just pointed out, if that comes off, he'll win by 1 point. I mean, I presume that there's like a jiggle around for the lower places of the league.
Yeah, there will be.
After this week's games.
Yeah. So if you win, you go up a bracket. If you lose, you fall down a bracket.
I will be playing Leanne for the runner-up trophy, whatever that's going to be.
No, it's just... Well, I suppose it technically is a runner-up trophy. I don't know what you'd class it as, really. 3rd, 4th place. That's it.
It's alright, because in my other league, it's... oh, that's right. Rob has... That's it. Twice as many points as me.
Oh dear.
So I'm also going out of the playoffs in that league.
Oh dear.
If I can pull it round and Matt can pull it round, or even if we both don't, I could end up playing Matt again then as well. Looking back.
Really?
Potentially, yeah.
What we like to do here on Laces Out, the Yorkshire and sometimes UK's #1 NFL podcast. Don't want to blow our collective trumpet. Certainly not on camera. But damn, it's a damn fine podcast. What we like to do is me and Mr. Williams go up against each other week on, where we try and take each other out with
for a nice
rifles.
Steak dinner.
Also, to just liven things up a little, we also add a guest. Often that guest is here, often they are not. Last week, the Stats Mistress posted her her picks to the mailbox. We picked those up. We put them in. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No surprises. 16 games. Mr. Williams.
Yes, mate.
Nobody got less than double figures this week.
Excellent. So, I reckon...
You and I...
Tied? 12?
Did not tie. You and I did, however, beat the guest. One of us beat the other person.
Now, I can never tell. I reckon the way you've delivered it means that you did better than I did this week.
You would be correct. All I can say is thank you, Atlanta Falcons, and thank you, Denver Broncos.
As if you picked the Broncos.
I absolutely.
What a ridiculous pick that is.
10 for the Stats Mistress, 11 for your good self, and 12 for Mr. Cook. I believe that is now starting to make a little bit of a pull away for this man here. We will certainly find out at the end of the season who wins. The guest always does very well.
No
for
pressure.
a long time it was neck and neck, especially when the guest used to get 2 picks. We are now week 15. Oh, it
2
makes
weeks
me
to go
sad. It
after
makes
this week.
Me
Not good.
sad. We've got a whole host of games. Some of them good, some of them not so good. More often than not so good. We have myself, my glamorous co-host, and we have this week's guest in the form of Stuart Woodmansey.
Hello.
Just trying to work out when the last week of the season falls in relation to that day that's quite close.
Yeah.
What?
Because theoretically, we should podcast on like Christmas Eve.
Not happening.
No, it's not. So
clearly not happening.
we might have a
Gonna
bit of an
put
issue,
it out
won't we?
there. Christmas Day, probably not happening. Gonna put it out there. Boxing Day, probably not happening.
Yeah, we might struggle that week. Sounds like a lack of dedication to me.
I'll tell you what I'll do is
Phone it.
I'll record something and just send you the file. Or what you want, if you could do the idea that we had before, I'll just basically create a soundboard.
Well,
and you can
funny,
painstakingly go through it and pick out the words you need
Funny,
to put a
because when you were
sentence of
like-
me together.
I'll record something and send it in. I was going to say, and then I will use my editing skills to make you say some very colourful,
questionable stuff.
I mean, I hear he's racist these days.
No, Andrew, this isn't the football podcast.
Week 15 of the NFL 2019 season. We kick off. This is as per...
Don't even bother.
Pick'ems.
Don't even bother with the first game. No one needs to discuss it. We all knew what we're all picking.
Well, at this point... At this point in the season, as Stuart has just pointed out there, Pick'ems has given this game 100% of picks for the Ravens.
So it's in Baltimore as well.
I mean,
could
honestly,
could we
see the Jets win this?
I think everyone would, but
just for shits and giggles.
Could we see?
As a person who has Ravens people in their lineup, I'm quite happy for them to get absolutely shedded.
Shedded. Could this be a 50 burger?
And the rest, 55 at least.
But will it though? Because if they get that far up, they'll just be like, "Oh, Mr. Jackson, take a seat, young man."
I was just about to say they're definitely going to bench Jackson.
Lamar, care to ride the pine with me, sir?
They're definitely going to bench him for this.
They shouldn't.
And I think it'll be early doors as well. It could be like
if they get up,
right.
Let's put it this way:
through the second half.
If they're up by 4 touchdowns, there's absolutely no need for him to play any more of the game. So it should be Griffin who comes in.
Mr. Moore will have been a happy man after last week on the basis of like this week. Mark Andrews, pull your finger out.
I presume I'm writing Ravens in all of these boxes.
Yes, please.
You are mad. This has got Jet. When I said a 50 burger, I meant a Jets 50 burger.
Absolutely.
Oh, I need to be careful when I say that around you, because apparently you take that as read in my predictions sometimes. I'm sure you said that I'd pick the Bengals the other week.
You absolutely picked the Bengals.
It is fucking nonsense.
Absolutely. I will go back and
defend to the death.
I will play that to you. I can tell you word for word it was. I mean, they've got to win a game at some point, and I think it's this week.
Although it's just a week too soon.
True.
Technically.
The Seahawks versus the Panthers.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm just putting...
Thanks, Carolina. Thanks for coming, but you definitely have shat the bed this season.
I mean, there's something seriously wrong with that team.
Yes, I believe it rhymes with Mile Ballon.
I would probably set fire to that team and just walk away.
Well, it's already on fire. It's the dumpster fire that just continues to shine. Anybody
else joining me with those Seahawks?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, so far everything's looking very samey.
Rosy.
I think that's probably going to be the same this time. Right?
So the next game, you want the Bengals again, yeah?
So...
Oh, wait a minute.
Here we go.
They're at home.
Has everyone... you might not have heard this. You probably will have. The phrase, "we're on to Cincinnati," came after the Patriots, I believe, might have even had a humbling at home on a Monday Night Football where they got absolutely trounced by the Chiefs, strangely enough. And then they were on to Cincinnati. Because it was a case of, that game's done, we'll forget about it. We're on to Cincinnati, we're just thinking about Cincinnati now. I'd have to be absolutely mental to pick the Bengals.
This is all sounding very familiar to me.
So,
but
here it comes.
The week that I didn't pick the Texans, I mean, I'm absolutely picking the Patriots by about 85 points. The Patriots will absolutely smash them. This is, in a kind of weird way, this is where you sort of think, scheduling they've kind of put this on as a bit of a gimme, really, haven't they? They've probably thought the Patriots are going to be struggling a little bit down the stretch. They probably need a bit of a helping hand. Because they can't get to the Super Bowl on their own, because, they're such a weak franchise. They never do very well at all.
This season, they're so...
So they've put this little gimme in for them right towards the end of the season, just to sort of, bump along a bit. So,
bit of a morale booster.
Yeah, basically. Big Patriots win.
Shoot.
Yeah, no surprise.
Bengals for you, yeah?
No, Patriots, please.
3% of people still think they might win.
I'll take Mr. Brady for a rushing touchdown.
Oh my word.
After his scrambling last week.
Maybe it got to him. Maybe he's like, oh, I kind of like that.
Right, you've done it now. I'm going to have to find out when the last time he scored a rushing touchdown was.
I thought you were instantly going to look up the odds on it happening.
I've got here the Buccaneers versus the Lions.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I've gone Buccaneers.
Same as these.
Yeah, this is clean sweeps all around so far.
Well, this is going to be interesting for the scores.
It's alright, because I'll be able to pick the Broncos shortly.
The Bears versus the Packers.
The Bay of Green for me, please.
As it is for me. Paul.
Packers, Brewers. Packers, please.
Ooh. Broncos versus the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I've also gone the Chiefs.
Me too.
This is boring, lads.
Now then, the Dolphins versus the Giants.
Giants for me, please.
And me.
It's a bit of a...
Do you know what?
Ooh.
Here we go.
First change. Dolphins. The Giants are fucking terrible.
It's because they don't use that what's that guy's called?
Eli Manning.
Oh, that's right, the number one draft pick in fantasy football, running back Saquon Barkley. That apparently they were like, oh, we don't need him anymore.
He's not happy.
Fucking bullshit. The Bills versus the Steelers. Bills for me, kids.
Bills also.
So apparently, if Tom Brady scores a rushing touchdown, what will be the first time he's done it? This season. It also won't be the second time he's done it this season. Apparently, in the game against the Giants earlier in the season, he scored multiple rushing touchdowns.
That's just because he's like, yeah, suck my dick. Because it's the Giants.
Sorry, say what?
What is it all about?
Sorry, we were discussing Bills Steelers. This is a tough one. Because the Steelers are at home and have been playing well, and obviously the Bills are coming off a loss.
Yeah.
I think the Bills have just got a little bit too much from them. And, obviously, connected with the Bengals win, obviously this will push the Bills to level with the Patriots and would make the interesting end of the season. Obviously the Bengals are going to lose. So.
Texans, Titans.
Titans for me, please.
Texans, please.
Really?
Yeah, can't see them having two bad performances in a row.
I've gone Titans.
I do think that the Titans are on a good run, but at the end of the day, they are still the Tennessee Titans. This is not what they do.
Personally, I hope you're right. Eagles versus the Redskins.
Pass.
Okay. I've gone Eagles.
As in, I just don't want anything to do with this game. The Eagles will win and, you'd imagine, take hold of number one spot in the NFC East.
I guess.
Despite the fact that they screwed me last week in fantasy, I've gone the Eagles as well.
The Browns versus the Cardinals.
Long way to travel.
I've gone Browns.
Me too.
I will also take the Browns.
Good game that last week. Enjoyed that.
The Jaguars versus the Raiders.
Two teams that are in very, very bad form at the minute. I'll just give the edge to the home team, so I'll have the Raiders, please. And I believe it's the last ever game to be played in Auckland, as the Raiders are obviously due to move. So I imagine they'll want to go out with a bang. Let's hope that's not literally.
Shoot.
Also gone Raiders.
Black hole, baby.
Rams
Origination.
versus the Cowboys.
Oh my! It doesn't get easy for the Cowboys, does it? Fucking hell. Jesus. I mean, they can't keep losing games, surely.
They absolutely can't. They're the Cowboys. They're terrible.
Yeah, but the Rams are a bit. The Rams are playing better.
The Rams
but
are
they've still definitely
better
got that.
than they were.
Todd Gurley's running like the old Todd Gurley as well, isn't he? So tough one. I'll have the Rams just to shade it.
I've gone with the Rams.
Me too.
Falcons 49ers.
Does anyone care? 49ers, big time.
Same for me.
Yep. And 99% of Pickens agrees with us all as well.
Vikings Chargers.
Vikings.
Same here, I'm afraid.
Yep. Same again.
And finally, the Colts versus the Saints.
Mr. Breeze all the way.
Same here.
Same for me.
So, there could be some struggles.
Have you picked the exact same things across the board?
I think we might have done. So we need a way to separate.
The very first game on the Pick'ems thing.
You have to do a score.
Yeah. I've gone Ravens to win by 14.
Right, I'll put 14 at the top there. I'm going to go 21. You want a little bit of this action? Just in case.
2 words. 50 burger.
What will the difference in score?
I honestly think they could win by 30 plus.
You know, 30.
If it's more than 30, you'll win that anyway. So
Yeah. That brings us to the end of the predictions. And unless anybody has anything pressing, it also brings us to the end of this week's NFL podcast.
Nothing particularly pressing for me, just obviously congratulations to Stu on his wonderful purchase.
Yep. Second one, I'm sure if Sarah's listening to this, definitely won't be anymore, but they definitely will at some point.
I love that it just says Chargers as well.
Like future-proofed, you mean?
No,
aside from the fact it's got a guy's name on the back. But
no, as in literally, that could be from 2 seasons ago. Or 3 seasons ago, when they were still in San Diego.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's maybe why the guy was so eager to shift it.
It's like, oh yeah, we can get rid of that for you.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do something.
Because it's definitely not this season's shirt, because it hasn't got the 100 thing on the NFL logo.
But then I think you have to pay a lot more for them. I genuinely think the only way that guy would have been any more shocked is if I'd have walked up and gone, nah, got any Bengal shirts going? Yeah, there wasn't any on the stand at all.
I'm looking for
we've got loads of anti-Dalton ones for some reason.
I'm looking for a dolphin shirt. Have you got one of them?
That was quite a lot then. That was quite a lot.
Ryan?
Did they say Landry on the back? And everyone was like, oh.
I've got one of them.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll call it a day there. Thanks for tuning in once again. Sorry, Andrew.
It's fine. Bye-bye. So there you go then. What do you think of that? Another one done. Another one in the bag. Another week closer to the Super Bowl. More playoff action going on. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be seeing the rest of the playoffs. But how about you? How are you doing? YouTube watchers, make sure you're YouTube subscribers. Check us out over there. Drop us for likes and shares and all that. Everybody jump over to thecookiecast.com. Check us out there and send us some love. So that's it. And until next week, I'm going to say bye. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.